Hello, beautiful being. I'm Trini, and I'm a spiritual worker, tarot reader, and sound healer. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a couple of ways that you can protect your children energetically as they head back to school. But the techniques that I'm going to show you are also perfectly fine if your kids are with you at home all day and you're homeschooling, or if you just want to put more protection over your kids because they're in sports, or maybe they're involved in some sort of after-school program or anything that makes you sort of wonder, like, what's going on? I want to make sure my babies are okay. I have two children. One is 6 and he's in 1st grade, and I have a 14-year-old. He's headed into high school in 9th grade. So we have been in school for about a month now. We're in Northern Virginia, and in our county we were one of the first to go back. So I can definitely tell you that there is a lot of anxious energy, fearful energy in the air. But these techniques that I am going to share with you have definitely not only helped me to be calm and at peace, because I know that my children are well protected, but also it helps my children as well. And so they have been able to go into their new school year, very happy and confident. So of course, as a mom and also as a Cancer, I am very happy because all I want is for my kids and my family to be happy. At the end of this video, I'm going to share with you a protection jar or spell jar that you can use for your children to keep them protected. I love using spell jars, so I'm going to share with you how I create mine. And it's very simple. I kept the ingredients very, very simple. A lot of you will probably be able to make this with things that you already have at home, or with things that you can quickly and easily find at your local supermarket. The first thing, or the first method that I use to protect my children, is with a talisman. You can call it a talisman or an amulet, but a talisman usually has like something engraved on it, okay? But for my kids, it's a tarot card, and it's engraved. These are stainless steel, and they're available on Amazon. I'll link it below. So these have held up really nicely. I like these tarot cards because they already carry a certain frequency, just with the picture that's engraved in them and the meaning that that symbol holds. When you add to that your own energy that you imbue into it, and then the energy of your spirit allies, if you do call upon spirit allies, that makes it even more powerful. But what I love about a talisman is that it is like your kids are carrying around your energy with them all day long. And so what you do when you get this or a similar item, based on what you prefer for your children, you cleanse it energetically. So you could cleanse it with incense, or if you use sage, that's fine, palo santo. And then you would imbue it with the intention that you have for your children. So you could just simply hold it in your hand. And I like to hold things, when I'm imbuing things with my energy, I like to hold it either here or at my sacral chakra. Or you can also speak over it. The vibration of the sound of your voice will imbue the talisman as well with your intention. So you speak into it, or simply hold it and with mental magic envision what it is that you want. So if it's that you want your children to be safe and courageous and happy and healthy, you know, my children are protected from all negative energy and all low vibrations. They vibrate on a frequency of prosperity, of health, of love, of peace, and of good success. They love themselves, they respect each other, and they respect their parents as well. You know, these are the things that you can speak over your children, whatever is important to you, and then they wear it. If you have an altar, you can set it on the altar and let it charge. You can charge it under the full moon, under the sunlight, whatever resonates with you. But I love the fact that you can choose the tarot card with your kids, like whatever it is that you want to manifest. For my oldest son, he's a Leo moon, and so we wanted to activate that courageous, brave energy. So whatever it is that you want to, it may be temperance, self-control that they need to manifest, or the Sun card would be great for high vibrations and happiness. You can also choose like a crystal. So if you prefer to use a crystal for your kids, or, you know, the best thing to do is ask them what they like. Some kids might like a crystal instead. I always think, though, about like the reception that they would feel of the people around them. Like, I don't ever want my kids to do anything that I want them to do, and then they end up feeling excluded in their social setting or environment. So I always let them go at their pace. But my kids have loved these tarot cards. So they really love those. But you can use a crystal as well. It is not quite as inconspicuous. Those tarot cards you can just kind of tuck in your shirt. These are a little bit bigger. They have a little more bulk to them typically. But they're great because they are a gift of Mother Earth, and they already have a very specific frequency that they already carry with them. So when you cleanse it and then charge it with your intention, when they carry that around with them, it's not only your power, but also the power of Mother Earth that they are carrying with them. So that's really powerful. You can also use sound healing to help your children and to clear their energy. If they are an empath, or if they are just energetically sensitive, which a lot of people call that social anxiety, but it's just where they're picking up energy. My 6-year-old son, he's a Pisces moon, and he is very sensitive to other people's energy. So when he comes home, every once in a while, he seems very fatigued. It's not that he's physically tired, it's that he's energetically tired, and he still feels those ties to people and things and sounds that he heard all that day. I have a singing bowl. I have lots of singing bowls because I use these for my clients and for myself and my family all day long. So if you have a singing bowl, then you can use this for them to clear their energy. And what they'll do is just lie down. You can have them lie down on the edge of the bed. You can have them lie down on the floor while you sit by them, crisscross applesauce. I have a massage table since I do healing sessions, so my sons will lie down on the massage table, but you want them belly up. And if you want to, you can use some essential oil. Bergamot is very good. That's great to clear anxiety. You can use lavender to help bring peace to their aura. And so what you want to do is start with their crown chakra, and you're going to state your intention as you play the singing bowl for each chakra. So you would say, for example, your crown chakra, you would hold it over your child's head. Your crown chakra is cleansed, activated, and balanced. And then play the bowl for a little bit and visualize any negative energy in their crown chakra being released, and that chakra becoming full of divine, pure divine energy, and becoming bright, in this case bright purple since it's the crown, and spinning brightly. And then you would move down to the third eye chakra. Your third eye chakra is cleansed, activated, and balanced. It is infused with pure divine energy. Then move down to the throat chakra. Your throat chakra is cleansed, activated, and balanced. It's infused with pure divine energy. Okay, so then you go down to all the chakras. And I'm telling you, the first time I used this for my 6-year-old, it was amazing. It was amazing, the impact. He went from feeling grumpy and just really yucky to feeling really high vibrational and happy. So that's a great thing to do because, you know, they're empaths just like we are. They're energetically sensitive just like we are. And they carry a lot of things with them, a lot of conversations that they overhear, a lot of vibrations that they pick up. You know, kids are very pure. They're like sponges, so they soak everything up. So So it really does pay to keep their energy cleansed and pure. The last thing I'm going to share with you is the protection jar. And I love to use spell jars all throughout my home. I find that they do the exact opposite that the mind, the subconscious mind, typically does by reminding us of all the negative things that could happen and filling our mind with self-doubt and regret and all of those things that hold back our manifestation and sort of block our peace. What spell jars do is they reset our intention and they refresh it and renew it. So every time we see that spell jar, we are reminded of that benevolent energy that we are evoking, or it could be malevolent. I mean, depending on what end of the spectrum of magic, of energy that you are using. But in this case, of course, for our children, it's protective. It's an energy of high vibrations and blessings and divine love. So I am going to show you how I create mine, and most of the items that I'm going to use are from the supermarket. So I am one of those people who I love to go out and look in my own garden and see what I can find. You find a lot of things that grow as you go for a hike in the forest or wherever you are on a trail. You can find a lot of things that you can use. So it doesn't require a lot of money. So I try to keep things simple, but I'm going to show you. So I hope you enjoy. The first thing I typically do when I'm creating a spell jar is to cleanse the energy of the jar itself. It's a great way to make sure that only the energy of your intention is going into the spell. Here I'm using parchment paper to write down my intention. This is my go-to, and I love using parchment paper. If you don't have any, you can use a brown paper bag. Just cleanse the energy of it just like I did with the jar to make sure that only the energy of your intention is going into the spell. I'm carefully taking my time, making sure that I think my intention through very well, and I include everything in it that's important to me for this working. And I'm going to put up a sample intention. You can just use this for inspiration, but feel free to make it your own, as you really want as much of your energy into the working as possible. Once I've finished writing my intention, I fold the parchment paper towards me 3 times. This is a benevolent working. I want to draw this energy towards me, towards my children, this protection, this good success and favor. And then I put it in the jar. I'm adding some dragon's blood, which is really wonderful. It's an accelerant, an energetic accelerant. So it's going to speed up the process of bringing this working into existence here on the 3rd dimension. You just want to be sure that whatever you put in the jar, because it will be sealed and closed, you don't want to use anything that has actual moisture in it. So no water at all. Here I am adding oils for protection, an oil that I created for Goddess Sarasvati. And I'm also adding a blessing and a protection oil of my own that will soon be for sale on my website at inherdreamsintuitive.com. So be sure to follow me on Instagram so you see when I release those and make those available on my website. You may notice that I am talking. I am saying these affirmations, and I am speaking into existence everything that I want to happen with this working. So that's really important to keep this energy going and to build up the energy of this spell jar. Here I'm adding lavender, which is wonderful for peace. Of course, we want our children to feel at peace and calm. I love using pine. You can use pine cones. Here I'm using pine needles. You can clip them from your Christmas tree every year if you have a Christmas tree, but they are wonderfully protective. Another one of my favorites, which I didn't use in this spell, is Burdock Root. Burdock Root is incredibly protective in nature, but I have the pine and the oils, the protective oils, so I felt that that was sufficient for this working. I'm using chamomile, which is wonderful for calm, and I really want my children to not feel anxiety so that they are able to have clarity. Rosemary is wonderful for memory and for clear thinking. And you want to be sure, once again, to add only herbs that are completely dry. So these herbs have, the ones that I clipped, they have air dried for several weeks and are completely dry. I'm adding bay here for protection and good luck and success and high vibrations. Here I'm adding cinnamon. They're cinnamon sticks. I just break them up and put them in. I leave them as big as I can to fit in the jar, but they're wonderful for both prosperity and protection, which I want both of those for my children. I'm adding olive oil, which is incredibly protective, incredibly high vibrational. And a few additional oils. I always add Siete Potencias oil to every working that I do because I keep a very close relationship to the Orishas. I'm taking time here to hold it close to my heart, to continue to imbue it with my energy, and to really visualize my children and their happiness and their peace and in their joy, and being good to themselves and good to one another and good to us, their parents, as well. For this, you can use either parchment paper or Reynolds wrap. You can use just some scrap paper if you have it. But I'm laying this down because now what I'm going to do is seal the jar. Once it is sealed, it is never opened. It is never tampered with. You are only using it for the purpose for which you have created it. So whenever I am doing a working, I always have candles going. So what I do is I just take the candles that have been burning, and of course they have wax that is pulled in them, and I use that and pour it over the jar to seal it. And it takes a little while, but it eventually will be really pretty, and it just creates a really, really nice effect for finishing off the working. Right now I'm just letting the wax cool and set, but I'm also taking the opportunity as I blow onto it. I am infusing even more of my energy as I visualize the manifestation of this happiness and joy and good success for my children. After you have created your spell jar, you can leave it on your altar to charge and to strengthen the energy of your intention. You can put it under the full moon if you work with the moon. There are so many different ways that you can charge it. You can even charge it with the energy of sound by playing your singing bowl by it. There are endless ways to charge a spell jar with your energy, but once you have charged it, then you're free to use it, and it's wonderful to look at and be reminded of your intention. And you can reset it with fire magic and mental magic by taking a tea light candle, cleansing it, blessing it, and you can anoint it with your oils if you want to use like an infinite blessings oil or an orishas oil, the siete potencias oil, whatever you prefer. And go ahead and put a little bit of that oil on there, set it on top of the spell jar, light it, and then you can reset the intention by gazing into the flame. You can do mental magic while looking into the jar, and give it your wonderful ashe. I will link below or post in the comments the mantra, the video link to the mantra for Sarasvati, for those of you who want to evoke her power, okay? For wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. All right, I hope this was helpful to you. I wish you peace, joy, and many blessings. Take care.